The third parable in Matthew 25 is the parable of the sheep and the goats. Let me read this parable. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate people one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will put the sheep at his right hand and the goats at the left. Then the king will say to those at his right hand, "Come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you?" And the king will answer them, "Truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me." Then he will say to those on his left hand, "You that are accursed, depart from me into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not give me clothing. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me." Then they also will answer, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not take care of you?" Then he will answer them, "Truly I tell you, just as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me." And these will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. If we were to summarize this parable in a sentence, we could say that whatever we do or don't do to those on the margins, the least of these, we do or don't do those things to Christ. Consider this question. When is the most recent time in your life where you can see yourself living this parable? When you did something to one of the least of these and you felt, "I'm doing this for Jesus Christ." Perhaps for some of us, it was this morning. Perhaps others of us can't remember such a time. If that's the case, we might want to make a plan to do so. Recently, I've been reflecting on Barbara Brown Taylor's comment on this parable. She pointed out the goats are not condemned for doing bad things, but for doing nothing. They bore the hungry, the thirsty, and the stranger no malice. They simply did not see any relationship between their lives and the lives of the least. There is a relationship, and it is up to each one of us to decide what we will do or will not do about it. In the modern day, Jesus Christ has taught, "Thou wilt remember the poor and consecrate of thy properties for their support. And inasmuch as ye will impart of your substance unto the poor, ye will do it unto me. For inasmuch as ye do it unto the least of these, ye do it unto me." Hearing the Lord in the modern day echo each of these parables from Matthew 25 reminds me of their relevance to me right now. What could we do to apply these parables about the second coming? Consider these words from President Dallin H. Oaks.
What if the day of his coming was tomorrow? If we knew that we would meet the Lord tomorrow, through our premature death or through his unexpected coming, what would we do today? What confessions would we make? What practices would we discontinue? What accounts would we settle? What forgivenesses would we extend? What testimonies would we bear? If we would do those things then, why not now?
To see more videos like this one, simply search Seeking Jesus.